Catholic Lay Missionaries of Kenya is an organization of professionally qualified Catholic lay people who offer their services for a minimum of 2 years to the mission of the Church, particularly in the marginalized areas and among the poor.
The idea of forming a Kenya Catholic missionary volunteer group was first conceived in 1988 by two lay women, Christina Fox and Catherine Han Rehan. They had the vision of motivating Kenyan men and women to take up their faith more seriously.
The inspiration for founding the Catholic Lay Missionaries came as a result of the work that Rina Hanrahan and myself were doing in placing expatriate lay missionaries. It seemed to us that what was lacking was a vehicle, a structure through which lay people could volunteer to work in the missions. If lay people were not being called to mission, then it was very difficult for them to respond.
The lay people in Kenya, and lay people are very much part of the church, they had never had the opportunity in any formal way to serve the church in an organisation. If you wanted to become a priest, you could join a diocesan seminary, or if you wanted to join a missionary group, you could join some of the missionary groups that were here. But for a lay person, there was no formal structure within which you could serve.
In 1989, a feasibility study was carried out, and in October the same year, the Kenya Episcopal Conference agreed to the establishment of the CLM in Kenya. The movement later became registered trust under the auspices of the Kenya Episcopal Conference. On the board of trustees are the Right Reverend Colin Davis, the Bishop of Ngong, and the co-founders Catherine Han Rehan and Christina Fox.
The organisation has a board of trustees, and we have then a management team, and then under that would be the administration. One of the important aspects of the Catholic Lay Missionaries is that it is not affiliated or joined in any way to any expatriate or any organisation outside of Kenya. So it's deeply rooted within the Kenya Church.
Recruitment into the movement began in 1990 from a total of 420 initial applications. 6 were accepted for orientation as Catholic lay missionaries. Subsequently, the first 5 Catholic lay missionaries went to the field in 1991 and early 1992, 2 to the Diocese of Marsabit, 1 to Lodwar Diocese, 1 to Nakuru Diocese, and 1 to a slum project of the Archdiocese of Nairobi. The Catholic lay movement makes itself known through workshops in professional training colleges, institutions, and through articles in local Catholic newspapers.
We have a full-time recruitment officer, Peter Colonzo, who has himself spent some years on the field as a lay missionary, who travels round to various third-level institutions in Kenya, universities, teacher training colleges, nursing schools, and speaks to various Catholic groups there in order to raise their awareness. Our greatest advertisement are the Catholic lay missionaries on the field, and a lot of our requests have come because priests or sisters have experienced or have heard about lay missionaries and have said, yes, you know, we could do with that sort of help too in our mission.
A candidate's journey of formation has a number of stages. Tina Fox explains.
The recruitment procedure is really quite a long one and often takes up to a year from initial application to the time the lay missionary goes on the field. So we go through a process of application, interview, and then successful people we bring to an information seminar for a couple of days where the prospective lay missionary gets to know us and what we're all about and whether this is really what they want to do. and we also get to know them to see whether or not they're suitable.
The prospective lay missionary qualifies not only by being in possession of a professional qualification, but also by being motivated by his or her Catholic Christian faith.
We're certainly looking for quality. If we put a nurse into a dispensary or into a hospital, we want to put professionally the best trained that we can find, as well as the highest motivated person.
You're looking for people who can go the extra mile. The nurse who will get up 2 or 3 times in the night time for the sick person and be prepared and still get up in the morning and go to work. We are providing a challenge to young people to forget about themselves, their own selfish kind of maybe natural tendencies, and to say, yes, I will do this, I will do something for somebody else.
One of the greatest aspects is the motivation of the person. Why does the person want to go and work in the mission field? Is it because that person wanted a job and could not be able to get a job? Or is it that person has the interest of those people at heart?
Moved by the desire to serve Christ in the less fortunate members of our society, the Catholic lay missionaries feel called by Christ himself to take up the challenge of going out to arid and semi-arid areas of this country. Some explain how they responded to this call.
I worked as a teacher, but I was not getting the satisfaction I really wanted. And this was because I was not getting in touch with the kind of people my heart wished to serve. And because I wanted to get down to the community, down to the people who really need my service, and especially in my professional area.
Before I was working in Nairobi Hospital, where I could only treat the rich. There's good care in Nairobi Hospital, but when you go back to these other hospitals, the government hospitals and these parts, marginalized areas, you don't really see the nurses really working as hard as the ones in Nairobi Hospital. So I wanted to take that knowledge I had in Nairobi Hospital and that motivation I had to the other places where they were lacking.
One day I just saw the pamphlets the Catholic Lay Missionaries were giving. I read it and my heart started beating. So at least I knew I got somewhere where I can have a way of serving the church.
The Catholic lay missionaries' vision is the realization that Jesus calls them as lay people to active involvement in the mission of the church. They fulfill their vision by serving the poor and marginalized, to recognize their worth and God-given potential by assisting people to become self-reliant, missionaries to themselves, and to witness to good Christian living. The lay missionaries are situated in various locations in Kenya. They serve in different professional fields.
Our lay missionaries are working in various fields. We have social workers, particularly in Nairobi. We have nurses, teachers, agriculturalists, water engineers, administrators, and one person working in justice and peace. We have targeted certain areas within Kenya, two of the pastoralist dioceses of Turkana and Marsabit, and we also have lay missionaries within the Archdiocese of Nairobi.
The Catholic lay movement does not have any projects of its own. It links suitable candidates with appropriate projects. This is Turkana district. Much of this land is dry and rugged. People who live here are pastoralists, raising cattle and camels. Due to the harsh climatic conditions, they are poor. Kakuma township is near the Sudan-Ethiopia border. Here, the Kakuma Hospital, a project of the Catholic Diocese of Lodwar, is run by a team of 3 dynamic lay missionaries. Veronica Wamalwa is the hospital administrator.
What interested me in the movement is the fact that there were some people or some lay people who are very committed, I can say committed Christians, who are willing to leave their own areas to go and serve in the some difficult places. For example, here in Turkana, to serve in the church and apart from that, do their own professional work. So it really encouraged me to feel that apart from working in my own area and helping people in the church and doing all those activities, I could offer them somewhere else on voluntary basis.
Agnes Chelagat, a laboratory technician, admits that at the beginning it was not easy working in a semi-arid area. However, her work at this hospital is invaluable.
The first experience, I had not been to desert places. I was used to my original home, that is Kericho district. And then when I went to Kisii, the climate was not so badly off. It was just more or less the same with Kericho. So the moment I came here, in fact, when I was in Lodwar, I was feeling maybe I'll just faint because of terrible heat. As a CLM, you have to stand firm, pray hard. Even Jesus himself, he was working in a desert place, not a green place, Canaan like Kericho. So I had to comfort myself. So I say, if it was God's call, at least to serve these people in this place, let me just serve them, and then maybe there are fruits ahead.
The third Catholic lay missionary at Kakuma Hospital is Naomi, a pharmacist who dispenses drugs to patients. The Catholic lay missionaries are sent to work in areas that are challenging due to cultural differences and harsh climatic conditions. One is therefore forced to make several adjustments. Charles Segay explains.
When I first came here, life was very difficult. I thought I wasn't going to survive for a week, but after interacting with people, I found that life was just normal, like any other place in Kenya.
Peter Kiama, who also works among the Turkana people in Lodwar Diocese, has seen the rights of these simple pastoral people trampled on by the rich and powerful time and time again. Through seminars, dramas, and cooperation with the churches, he has sensitized these people to knowing their basic human rights.
Kenya Constitutional Review Commission.
All this hard work of teaching and forming Turkana leaders has made the community stand up for their rights. His dream and theirs of becoming full and free citizens in their own country has been partially realized, as he relates.
By joining the Justice and Peace Office in this diocese, I was able to identify with the struggles of the people. I was able to identify with their happy moments and their sad moments. And I was able to join them and move on together with them in achieving their dream also. One of the dreams that I'm sure the people of this diocese have, and I have seen that over the years, is that they would like to be free, and they would like to get development like other areas in the country. And that is what we have been struggling for those 4 years I've been in the Justice and Peace Office.
In the Kerio Valley, among the Kalenjin people, is the Kapsaraman parish of Nakuru Diocese. Here, Father Stephen Wakahuha, who is the parish priest, has been working closely with 2 lay Catholic missionaries. He sees them as a blessing and big help to his work.
I am trained as a veterinarian. I am a livestock officer. I am involved in the, first of all, treatment of sick animals and the other livestock management practices.
My name's Gabriel Mwanza Mbokothe. As a student, I studied to be an agriculturist. And when I came here as the program agricultural coordinator. Later, I became the program development coordinator.